Good morning, potheads. It's Stoner Bro himself is here. Um, I've got my knuckle collector about to take some dabs, so just give me a minute. Trying to wake and bake here. But there's been some big news that came out when I woke up right now. Some big, huge news in the NCAA basketball. Um, if you all remember what happened several months ago about a big huge report about the big huge thing where basketball's still giving players and there's this big huge probe and all that stuff. Well, we got names. We finally got names. I think I'm also gonna get my pot here, smoke some weed. I got some sour diesel, pretty good. Some outdoor. Wish you could smell this. It just smells like candy. But other than that, we got that. We got the NBA. Came back last night. We're gonna be talking about a little bit of NBA. Some Mavs. Um, I say just go ahead and fucking tank though. But knowing our luck, we're not gonna get the first pick. And also we're gonna be talking about some Europa League. I'm a big huge soccer fan, and I'm gonna be talking about my team Arsenal today. So let me load up this ball and let me just start. Yeah, we're gonna start off with the Europa League because that was the first thing that happened yesterday after I got off with you guys yesterday, and it was interesting to see. Um, I I knew there was Europa League, um, and I was just wondering, who. I was just wondering when Arsenal was gonna play. That's what I was wondering. But I'm going to give you the list of names and the teams that played yesterday. Um, Total number of 32 teams. It's the round of 32. Then you go to the round of 16, then the quarterfinals, then the semifinals, and then before you know it, you're in the finals. Um, so we're gonna go this as soon as let me take this good hit of some sour tea real quick. And I'm good. So, first game on top is Locomotive beat Nice. Mario Batelli plays for Nice. Um, Locomotive win 1-0, 1-0 yesterday on an aggregate of 4-2. Aggregate means if it's a home and away, and if you win an away game, your goals are counted at least one more than you do when you score at home. So that's what happens. So Locomotive is going to the round of 16. We have Atletico Madrid who won this La Liga in the 2014-15 season, I think. No, 13-14 season. And they beat FC Copenhagen, who's a powerhouse out there in the Denmark League, 1-0, aggregate 5-1. This is where the aggregate goals come here. You're going to be seeing this a lot. Dynamo Kiev defeated AEK Athens. It was a tie game, but during for the win, Dynamo Kiev win on away goals because they scored a goal on their away field, 1-1. It was 1-1. The aggregate was 1-1, but Dynamo Kiev scored an away goal, which counts more than a home goal. So that's why Dynamo Kiev goes. Lazio defeated Stelbachaks 5-1 on an aggregate of 5-2. Didn't see that. Our Red Bull Leipzig. Um, they're it Leipzig is run by Red Bull, but they can't be called Red Bull Leipzig. They gotta be called something football or something ball or something. So they decided RB Leipzig. Uh, they're going through. They won away goals 3-3. They scored 3 away goals while Napoli scored 2 away goals, and while they scored at home, but those 3 away goals still more. So our Red Bull Leipzig is going going through. And then we got Sporting Lisbon out in Portugal going up against FC Astana. It's one of those, I think they're from one of those former Soviet Union countries, Kazakhstan or something. Some right around there. And Sporting Lisbon's 3-3. Victoria Pizin, I'm just going to say that's over in the Czech Republic against Partizan Belgrade. Belgrade. Which Belgrade? I think that's in Belarus, I believe. Or I think, yeah. They won. Victoria is going to the next round of 16 with an aggregate score of 3-1. They won last night against for 2-0. Last night was Villarreal versus Lyon. Lyon's going through. They won 1-0 last night, but an aggregate score of 4-1. Then we have, I was watching this after I got out of this, Zenit St. Petersburg out of Russia versus Celtic. I'm a big, huge Celtic fan. If you go and read their history of Celtic, and there's a lot of history. A lot of these teams here have a lot of history. Go ahead and read their history. Some of like all these teams in Moscow and stuff like that. All these teams in Russia and all that. They're pretty influential. But we're in Zenit St. Petersburg beat Celtic 3-0 on a 3-1 aggregate. It was, I was just pretty disappointed in Celtics boys. I'm gonna, BHOYS boys. Yeah, man, they just look disappointing. I bet the Celtic fans are really disappointed. I was disappointed, and so it was okay. And then this match right here, I'm gonna save this match for last because I talk about this team a lot. It's my favorite team. Then we had Atlanta versus Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund, Christian Pulisic, our USA dude. He's out there killing the game. But the problem is you got Marco Reus stepping up, who's one of Germany's best injured player in my doubt. And this guy, Marco Reus, is so injury prone, but he's so damn good that when he's injury prone, you want him back. You like Borussia Dortmund want him back. This guy has some bad luck with injuries though. And that's why Christian Pulisic's out there and he's playing his heart out and he's hit a dip in form, but he's still playing, he's still starting, he's still working hard, and that's what we need in this USA national team. I'm still pissed off about the USA national team losing off of Trinidad and Tobago. So, man. But Dortmund in Atlanta tied 1-1, but Dortmund goes through on a 4-3 aggregate. If you would have caught the leg one last week, hell of a game. We have Atletico Bilbao that's out in Spain versus Spartak Moscow out in the Russian league. And let me see who goes in. Yeah, Bilbao goes through even though Spartak Moscow won last night 2-1. You see, you get those kind of games here in Europa League. I could tell you with the Arsenal game itself, almost the same amount of outcome. We got FC Red Bull Salzburg out of Austria. I will say they're actually sponsored like Red Bull, New York Red Bulls, and then they're part of this Red Bull soccer community. Like it's like Manchester City's ownership does. They buy a bunch of teams, they call it the City Group, and they just combine it and they just rotate their players through there. And that's what Red Bull does here. And they got a lot of teams. They put their name on a lot of teams. Like I said, Leipzig in Germany. You see Salzburg here in Austria. They got a team in Asia. They got a team in the Oceania, in Africa, in South America. Not only just sponsoring them and all that. So it's crazy. It's crazy. So and then AC Milan, historic football club. If you want to read one of those history stories, you should read History of AC Milan. renowned club, a lot of history. They're going on to the next year. They bet Ludogorets Razgrad. I really don't know where they're from. I think they're from one of those little companies, countries that are bunched in right after the Soviet Union collapsed, or when Yokozuna, uh, Yugoslavia, was in the Civil War. So yeah, I don't know where that country is, but AC Milan goes through on an aggregate of 4-0. They won last night 1-0. Then we got Sporting Braga versus Marseille. Um, Marseille's going through, even though Sporting Braga beat them 1-0. And wow, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. So that's what happened in Europa League. And then the game that I watched and watched for the whole 90 minutes is the Arsenal versus Östersunds from the Swedish. They're Swedish. Arsenal. They won. Arsenal won 2-1, but Arsenal goes through on 4-2 aggregates because we scored three three away goals last in the last leg, and it, we started out the game slow. Started out the game slow. It's like there was no heart in the first 15-20 minutes. It seems like we had to get warmed up. And then when they go up 2-0, man, 2-0 in less than 35 minutes, you don't even know if the fans are coming in or the fans just left. I was just in shock. Alex Iwobi had a terrible game last night. Terrible game last night. If you check on my Twitter, oh man, there's been a lot of posts about Alex Iwobi yesterday, and it's just like, oh, frustration. And I believe that it's cool. You guys it's cool that you could play in several different formations, which is cool. But isn't there a way where you could use those formations in game and switch it up? I mean, we got two bona fide goal scorers, and one of them's on the bench because Arsenal likes to use one striker. Nah, man, use both, dude. That's what you did with Bergkamp and Thierry Henry. If you didn't even have Thierry Henry, you had Jose Reyes. If it wasn't Jose Reyes, because was mad and he didn't like England, that he wanted to be transferred, and you got Julio Bautista, the beast. I mean, he's a striker too. He, Arsenal's always been a two-striker team, even though one of them has just been pulled back a little. And I believe that here's the perfect situation. This is what I want, the front line, my attackers and my midfielders to be. I want Zaka and I want Ramsey. Or I want Ramsey and Wilshire. One of those three, it works. You got those two, even Wilshire Ramsey partnering up in the middle. Oh man. And then you put Ozil and Mkhitaryan on the wings. Let him cut him side, dude. Then you put Lacazette and a Aubameyang. Let a Aubameyang go out and left and just do that Thierry Henry run and let Lacazette stand in the middle. That guy's a poacher, bro. That guy scores goals. And it's sad that we're spending large amounts of money and we couldn't not get him on the field. And if we get him on the field, it's a bench, and then his concentration, and then his confidence shoots back down. So it's just, oh man, I was frustrated last night, but we came out and win. We're in the round of 16, and if there's one team that we don't want to face, it's Borussia Dortmund. Other than that, maybe Zenit Spielberg, because they were on fire yesterday too. But other than that, that's it about my rant about Arsenal and Europa League. We're going to go into the Winter Olympics about what happened last night. As you know, as I was waking up, I had U.S. women's hockey. They won the gold last night. Congratulations! Really are proud of you. You did a remarkable job. You're awesome. These ladies are awesome, man. These ladies are awesome. They hit harder than the guys, honestly. And it's just pure hockey. Um, USA curling, it's been since 1924. USA curling's going for the gold, man. In curling, it's been 1924. Wow, it's just remarkable, man. Remarkable. For that much long years. I guess it's pretty much just like those Cubbies and the Red Sox. Maybe here like when the Cowboys actually do win a Super Bowl. You know, other than that, you, curling, good job, dude. Go get that gold. Go get that gold. I might even start my own curling league here on Spring Ridge in Texas. Who knows? uh, so we got that. Excuse me. Last night, my mom was watching figure skating, and she was telling me that there's this 15-year-old girl who's like 15 years, 200 and something, became the second youngest figure skater to win the gold medal. First, Tara Lipinski, the American. Awesome, right? This is pretty cool, man. When you have a 15-year-old kid that wins a gold medal, give him credit. You gotta give him credit. Gotta give him credit. It's awesome, and and she's gonna be the face, and she's awesome. Um, Germany wins the Nordic Combine, so pretty much just saying, screw you, Scandinavia. The Germans, the Deutschland has won the Nordic Combine. Um, yeah, wow, it's just you know that thing was awesome to watch it, and didn't know what it was. It's the Team Nordic Combine, and then just Germany was just doing its thing, just on the snow, and then right behind them you had Norway and Sweden, and those two countries just used to dominate. They dominate this competition, and you see Germany is just slowly climbing and slowly climbing. But other than that, we're coming down to the last days of the Olympics. It's going to end on Sunday. It was a fun 2 weeks with the Olympics. I love it. Gives us a break. Gives us something competitive, and it just shows us that USA is not one of the. It's not a power in the Winter Olympics. It's a power in the Summer Olympics, but not in the Winter Olympics. So, um, other than that, we're gonna go to another stat line for the Olympics is 29 different countries have won gold medals. So that's just pretty interesting, and that's the most ever in a Winter Olympics, which is pretty interesting. We're gonna go to the NBA sports, and excuse me. So we're gonna go into sports. The NBA came back yesterday after the All Star break. There's only let's see one, two, three, four, five, 6 games yesterday after the All Star game. So I'm just gonna go on there and just give you what happened and the records and leading point getter. So we had the New York Knicks versus the Orlando Magic last night. Um, the Knicks beat the Magic 120 to 113. It was one hell of a game. Burke scores 26 points in 29 minutes off the bench. So it was a good one. It was a good game. Um, can't say about them too because I've been, I'm a Mass fan. But if there's one thing, I don't know, it's just for the Knicks because Porzingis is injured towards ACL. And then the Magic state just hasn't been the same since 2012, in my opinion. So there we go. Last night I watched some of this game last night, and it's the Cleveland Cavaliers versus the Washington Wizards, and yeah, the Wizards came out on top with that sensational backcourt of Bradley Beal and John Wall, but John Wall didn't play last night. Um, but yet the Wizards won 110 to 103 against the Cavaliers. Wizards improved 8-2 since the Wall injury. So that was good. And then we got the Philadelphia 76ers versus the Chicago Bulls. The 76ers edge out with a 1 point victory. Simmons career high 30 points and hits the winning free throws. So that's cool. Make your free throws. Good job, 76ers. The process is working. Then we have the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Sacramento Kings. Thunder win by three, 110 to 107. Westbrook sinks the game-winning three. So, you know, Thunder, they're a playoff team, but what are they? Are they in the middle of the bracket playoff team? You do they think they have the NBA Finals caliber? Do you see them going to Western Conference Finals? Yes, I do see them going to the Western Conference, but I do see them lose out in the NBA Finals. It's just we'll get to see how good the Thunder is on Saturday when they go up against the Golden State Warriors. I was about to say the Washington Warriors. What the hell? But yeah, with the Golden State Warriors and the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to be going on Saturday night. Saturday night basketball. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. See, it just gives me a judgment of where the Thunder are, and it gives me good interpretation if I should put money on Thunder if they make the playoffs. And it also includes seeding too. So, um, but right now, I'm putting my money on all my money on the Warriors, man. That's what I'm putting in. If I'm not putting it on the Warriors, and then Thunder would be my second best team. So, and then last game, we have the Clippers against the Warriors, and the Warriors won easily, 134 to 127. I wish I could give you some, highlight speeches or something, some highlights, but I'm beginning to learn how to do all this. But the Warriors won 134, Clippers 127. Um, Curry drops 44, went 14 for 19 field goals, 8 and 11 of threes. That sounds like my NBA like 2K created player that I have on here, man, that I've been playing with. I mean, like that's like, man, he's just crazy, dude. He's crazy, and he's like that perfect player that I would perform. Like instead of that crazy long shots, how he is just calm, cool, relaxed. His ball handling, you know, my dad is like, you're not going to be able to dunk the ball. You're going to be able to shoot. Learn how to shoot the ball right. Shoot the ball first. Make it right. And that's what Steph has done. And Steph has been doing good. He's changed the game. And I was just want to say thanks, Seth, for copying me. I'm just joking, Seth. You're pretty cool. Steph, you're pretty cool. Your brother's even better, though, because he's on the mouse. So, um, like I said, big news in the NCAA. Big news. Um, this this news was brought to you by Yahoo.com. So if you want to read this article, go to Yahoo.com. So I'm just going to say it out. It's what I've heard and the names that I collected from this, and this is what we go. This is where it starts with the NCAA basketball, and this is what it says. At least a dozen players identified in the FBI probe into college basketball players allegedly receiving cash, entertainment, travel expenses from ASM Sports. Um, and these are powerhouse colleges. And I'm talking, and I'm when I got the names down here, and I'm going to tell you the schools and everything else. So here we go. And here, the players that are named in this report, they said more than a dozen. I have 11 here that I saw in the report. Markel Fultz, Washington, the former the number one pick. What would you say from this year's draft? Who hasn't played a single dang minute, is on this. Uh, Mavs player, the Mavs player Dennis Smith Jr., their first round draft pick, who I think is going to be a star, is also named on here. You got Miles Bridges, the Michigan State star, who's still there. He's in this report. Um, and these players these are the players that receive travel expenses, entertainment and travel expenses. These are not, and probably some cash. We don't know yet. But I do have a list of players that have received payments. But we're going to continue with the other. After Miles Bridges, we got Colin Sexton from Alabama. And then we have Wendell Carter Jr. from Duke. You got some big, huge names here. Washington, NC State, Michigan State, Alabama, Duke. What is going on? Like, really, do these agents hold these guys? Like, I don't know, man. It's just, I was just like, wow. Not surprised, but not surprised. You know what I'm saying? And then I got the players that received payments exceeding 10K. Josh Jackson, Kansas. Fred Van Vliet, Wichita State. Kyle Kuzma from the Los Angeles Lakers, Utah. He received 10K from this ASM sports agency. Uh, let's see. Jaron Blossom Game, Clemson. Justin Patton, Creighton. Prince of B, Texas. I mean, these are big name colleges in here. These are big name colleges, and this all stems from a raid that the FBI did onto this company, and they got all of these transactions. I say it is time to pay these guys. You're already auditioning them for the NBA, huh? You have other you have other students that could go get a job, but you got these players that can't. They're doing, they're making millions and millions of dollars, but you can't even give them 5 grand, 10 grand in their pockets. I went to college, and I saw these students. Students were asking me if they could come, to my grandmother's so they could eat. 60 $60 a week per diem doesn't work, buddies. It doesn't work when the cost of inflation's going up. Um, you know, and you got to see in some of these kids, they're not well off. And some of these kids, you wouldn't even step foot in. Some of these kids, they don't, they had a hardship in their life. So, and for me saying that it's wrong taking money for when they're going through a hardship, no, it's not. You know, maybe if they were smart enough, maybe if like ASM sports agency company, if they were smart to I don't know, say a donation, wouldn't that be better? If they gave them a donation because they heard that my recruiter, I heard blah blah blah. So it, it's a shock. I'm gonna figure out, get more on this. Um, so yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna see what's going on. There's some tonight. We got spring training, uh, some NBA basketball, some New Japan Pro Wrestling on Access. So it's kind of big. The Olympics, the final 2 3 days are going. So, and that's it, man. That's pretty much it. Um, I know day by day I'm gonna get better on this too. So it's pretty awesome. So I'm not gonna do a wake and bake over the weekend, but Sunday I am gonna be doing a live reactions on Elimination Chamber. So, and then I'll be doing a wake and bake on Monday for reviewing Elimination Chamber, and a wake and bake on Tuesday, Wednesday reviewing Raw and SmackDown. What other places, you know, other places. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Damn, this week's good. But other than that, guys, I am done. Um, I am done. It was awesome talking to you this morning. Um, now it's time to do. Now it's time to shit, shower, and shave. But other than that, catch me if you have any questions. Hit me on the Stoner Bro Sports on the Twitter, on Facebook. If you have any comments, you can comment in on the website, Facebook, YouTube, Google Plus, and Twitter. Or just type in Stoner Bro Sports or Stoner Bros Sports. And you'll probably, if you see this logo, You'll be on and comment and I'll most likely comment back. But other than that, good morning. You guys have an awesome day. Peace, love, and happiness.